Hello, this is One Person Studio here. So this is episode 17 in my coding game series, where I code algorithmic puzzles on easy difficulty. So we're going to start with this puzzle, asteroids. Okay, so what is the goal to complete this puzzle? So I have been tasked with studying a region of space to detect potentially dangerous asteroids. I have been given two pictures of the night sky of dimensions W times H, taken at two different times, which is T1 and T2. So for my convenience, asteroids have been marked with capital letters, A to Z. The rest is empty space, represented by a dot. Using the information contained in those two pictures, I need to determine the position of the asteroids at T3 and output a picture of the same region of the sky. Okay, so if necessary, I told the final coordinates are to be rounded down, which is floor. Asteroids travel at different altitudes, with A being the closest and Z being the farthest from my observation point, and therefore cannot collide with each other during their transit. If two or more asteroids have the same final coordinates, I need to output only the closest one. It is guaranteed that all asteroids at T1 will still be present at T2, that no asteroids are hidden in the given pictures, and that there is only one asteroid per altitude. Okay, so because of the flooring operation, it is important that I choose a coordinate system with the origin at the top left corner and the y-axis increasing in a downward direction. Okay, so this is going to be quite difficult to solve, but let's give it a go. Okay, so I'm going to use Python. I've been using JavaScript for my two previous episodes, so it's good to change up a new language. And Python's, it's my favorite language to program. So this is the first line basically, which is all separated. Okay. So next is the row of picture 1 and 2 separated by a white space. Okay, let's do that. And this is the output H lines for the state of the sky at T3. Okay. So this is the constraints. So 0 less than W, which is less than or equal to H, which is less than or equal to 20. So 0 is less than or equal to T1, T1 is less than T2, T2 is less than or equal to T3, and T3 less than or equal to 10,000. Okay. So I think this is the example. So, and this is the input. Right. Okay. Okay, let's start. Okay. Actually, I still want to include input math, because that's going to be quite important. But also I want to use collections. So from collections, import default dict, and we search that up. Basically, what that does is basically it works exactly like a normal dict, but it is initialized with a function. So they give an example like default factory. That takes no arguments and provides the default value for a non-existing key. So a default dict will never raise a key error. Any key that does not exist gets the value returned by the default factory. So this is going to be quite important, and I'll show you why. So we need variables, so let's add all the variables. If I can spell it right. So we're going to do f and s, and that's going to be two empty arrays. And we're going to do core, which is short for coordinates. And we're going to use default dict. And we're going to use list. So now that works. So now we're going to use all the variables, so WH, T1, T2, T3, and we're going to put them in an array, so int I, and then we're going to use a for loop, so for I in input, and we're gonna split it. Okay, that's done. So now I'm gonna use a for loops. So for I in range, we want to do h. So we want to do what should we do? Okay, let's do fp sp, use input, and then split that, and then let's use the append method for f. Let's use fp, and do it again for s. So for sp. So if we search this up, if I can do it, Python. So what that does is basically it appends an element to the end of the list. That's literally what I want to do. Okay, so now that's done. Now I want to hold all letters in skies, or in both skies. There's two of them. So I want to hold all the letters in both skies. Okay, so let's do FA, and then we're going to do underscore, and then we'll do for underscore again for in, these empty strings, and I want to join it by f, and use the if underscore dot is alpha. So is alpha. It's basically it returns true if all the characters are alphabet letters A to Z, and if they're not, then it will become like this. So that's quite important that we need to do that. And if we do the join method, so the join method takes all the items in the iterable and joins them into one string. So that's that. And then if we do underscore, so the single post underscore is used for naming your variables as Python keywords, and to avoid the clashes by adding underscore at the last of. Yeah, so basically it automatically stores the value of the last expression in the interpreter to a particular variable. That's it. And yeah, I can assign this value to another variable if I want. So that's what it does. Okay, so now that's done. Now I want to create an empty sky. So to do that, I want to use THD. Do that, and then use the join. We gotta use this one. So where is it? Oh yeah. So for my convenience, Asteroid has been marked with the capital letters. So the rest is empty space represented by dot. That's what we're doing. So, and I want to times it by W, and times it by W again. So if we go THD, so THD is basically stands for total harmonic distortion, and yeah, so a value of THD greater than 0 means the sine and waveform has become distorted. So it gives an example right here. Okay, so that's what we do. And now I want to find any what I want to do here is I want to find every position of every letter in the skies, in every skies. So let's write comments. I want to find every position of every letter in both guys. So let's do it. So let's do a for loop for letter. So for letter in sorted, so that's what it does. If not, I can use it to search up. So let's do fa reverse equals to true, and then let's do for sky in fs. And then let's do a row for row in range. We're gonna do len sky. And then let's do a Nif statement. So for sky row, and use cow. And then I want to do 2 letters. No, not 2 letters. 2 equals. Equals the letter. Ah, my bad. Right. Let's do for, because there's a squiggly line here. So because I didn't now it works. So for cow in range, len sky. Now it works. Okay. So let's do an if statement, which it did, and now let's do coordinates. So core letter, and I want to append that to row and cow. Okay, so that's done. So let's do this. So what that does is it returns a sorted list from the items in an iterable. So that's what it does. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, it returns a sorted list of the specified iterable object. Okay. Right. So now let's do finding the coordinates. So let's do a for loop for that. So for let in core, let's do items. Yeah. I want to calculate new positions for letters. So cal is basically short for calculate. So let's do the first equals math floor. Let's use let 1 1 0, and I want to take away by let 1 0 0, and then I want to divide it by t2, take away t1, and times it by t3, take away t2. Okay, so let's do another one. It's going to be similar, so let's do this one. So my floor 1 1 1. Okay, so that's, and then 1 0 1, and then should be the rest should be the same. Yeah. And then let's end it. So that's the first one, that's the second one, and this is the end one. So let's do let 1 1 0. I want to plus it by first, and I want to let 1 1 1 plus by sec. Okay, that's done. So now I want to add an if statement. So if end 0 is less than 0, or end 1 is less than 0, or end 0 is less than equal to w, or end 1 is not less than, so it is greater than equal to. So let's do it again. So greater than equal to w. I'm gonna pass it. So what that does, basically the pass statement is a null statement. That's what it does. So when the pass statement is executed, nothing happens, but I avoid getting an error. So we want nothing to do that. So yeah, it's right here. Okay. Now let's do an else. So I want to replace the founded position for the letter. So I want to replace the founded positions. So let's use w. Then use a square brackets underscore for underscore in thd, and then use end 0, and then we want to use u equals to end 1, and let 0. So now that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let's do it again. End 1, and then let 0. Okay, it's doing the same thing, but I should be right. So we're going to use thd end 0, and then basically we want to join it up, and we're going to join it by u. Okay. So now I just want to print out the result. So basically for underscore in thd, use a colon to print by underscore. That's what I want to do. So let's get rid of all of this. We don't need that no more. It should work. 39. So tuple object does not support item assignment. It should work. So method not defined on type tuple. It should work. That's why. Let's try now. Yes. Okay, let's do it again. That's it. Okay, well, let's submit it. Okay, well, thank you for, that's it. So thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.